Hello and welcome to another video. And this one is answering a question that I got a bunch of times on my previous stream, and so I'll show you some sample code that triggered all of the questions, and then I'll explain what's going on. So let's jump into it. Okay, so this is a bit of a reproduction. It's not exactly the code that I was working with on stream, but it's similar. I'm actually using the Bodo 3 library here, which is a library that interfaces with AWS and deals with all of its various services and APIs. And in this case, I'm using the auto-scaling client, and I am describing auto-scaling groups. And this, don't worry about auto-scaling groups or whatever. This is just for sake of example. And I only want to look at one particular auto-scaling group. Now, the AWS APIs are a little bit weird in some cases. Like, they tend to prefer bulk APIs over individual APIs, and this is one example of a bulk API where you could describe any number of auto-scaling groups at once, but in my case, I only care about one. And so it gives a response back that has this auto-scaling groups key, and that has a list of auto-scaling groups, and I'm assigning it to this with a trailing comma, and that's where the weirdness comes in. I'll show you that this works right here, and so you can see like I'm showing what the launch template is. Don't worry about the actual values here. It's not interesting. Also, it's off screen, but anyway, there you go. And yeah, this trailing comma is kind of the weirdness that's going on here. And this is actually a specialized unpacking. I did another video on unpackings. I will link that in the description, but we're going to talk about this one in particular. What this assignment statement is saying is, one, make sure that the thing on the right-hand side is exactly length 1, so there is only one value in this auto-scaling groups. And then 2, assign that value into whatever this variable name is. I'll show you with an interactive prompt a similar example. So if we have x being a list that has one particular value, and we say y comma equals x, you'll see that y is now assigned to 1. So it unpacks the list, checks that it's exactly length 1, and assigns the value. This is actually very similar to multiple assignment in Python, although in this case we're not multiple assigning, we're only assigning one thing. And the reason this works is it's actually kind of a tuple assignment on the left hand side. So you can say like x as a tuple equals some one length value, and you'll see that that works. But the cool thing about tuples and the weird thing about tuples is the parentheses actually mean nothing except for empty tuples. So this, x with parentheses around it is the same as saying x equals this. Now you might ask, why would you use this syntax over just saying x equals, set y to something, y equals this? Why would you use this over just x equals y 0? This also just works fine. And the reason that I'm using this particular format is it gives me a stronger assertion about the shape of this type. I always expect this type to have exactly one value, and if it suddenly had two values, I would want that to be an error, and I would want to know that that's a problem such that I can fix it. So this will still work even if, y has multiple values. So let's say we give y another value here, it's 1 and 3. X equals y 0. This still succeeds, but I would have wanted it to fail so it can tell me that there's something wrong. Because maybe if I expected to only get one value back and I got two values back, maybe the second value is the one that I actually care about. But anyway, just a neat little trick, special type of unpacking. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful. If you have additional things you want me to explain, leave a comment below or reach out to me on the various platforms. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.